Hello, lovely people. Hello. So, this is the first time I've done a YouTube live. Yay. Cool. So, the reason I am doing another live video so soon after the last one I did, so I was on Facebook Live yesterday, is because I did this live yesterday, basically explaining why I am focusing so much on my page about health. If you missed it, had an MS relapse last year, still recovering, still convalescing. So health is a really big deal for me right now. And I was thinking about the video I did last night and thinking about the fact that I felt kind of apologetic about talking about it, because I talk about big dreams and I talk about falling in love with life and I talk about making your life awesome and all that good stuff. But right now I'm talking about health. And you know what? You can't do all that good stuff, all the big dream stuff, all the falling in love with life stuff if your health is shit. And I kind of, during the video, it was like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about big and amazing stuff. And it may not have come across as that apologetic, but I kind of felt that apologetic thing. And it made me quite cross. Because number one, health is the most important thing. Like it just is the most important thing. If you don't have your health, if you're dead, you can't make big dreams come true and fall in love with life. You know, if you're really sick all the time, you can't make big dreams come true and fall in love with life. Or you can, but it's just really, really hard. So it's the most important thing. And number two, I know so many people who are dealing with ongoing health issues, whether like me, they've got something like MS, a condition that they're living with and that flares up every now and again and causes mayhem in their life, or whether they're just run down, exhausted by life. I know a lot of people right now who are sick of winter, me included. I know quite a few people who've got adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, who are exhausted and worn down by life. And I just had this kind of like, wait a minute, why am I apologizing, number one, for talking about it? And number two, why is it like an afterthought conversation a lot of the time? Why is it that we're not like, this is the number one priority for me? Now, because I have been poorly for about 6 months, more, but before then I ignored it, as you do. I have been focusing on getting better. That's what I want to do, is I want to get back to at least where I was before. It doesn't always happen with MS, so we'll see what happens, but that's my plan. So I've been really focusing on my health, and it has been health before business, health before chores, health before keeping up appearances, health before everybody else. Like, sorry, everybody else, apart from the dog. You know, the dog needs looking after. But I need to make sure I'm okay, because I was no use to anyone for months. I couldn't work. I couldn't still can't really socialize, but I couldn't do anything. And I was no use to anybody because I was poorly. And we have this kind of thing where we're like, oh, I can't let them down. I've got to do that thing. Like the vacuuming has to be done or the world will go into meltdown. And then you're completely exhausted by it. And it just got me thinking yesterday, stop it. So I want to set you a challenge today. So yesterday I asked, what if you made your health more important than anything else? And today I want you to put that into practice. I want you to make your health more important than something, whether it is cleaning the kitchen, whether it is a social obligation you're not really bothered about, or that you just don't feel up to. You know, it's that kind of, I can't let everybody else down, but I'm letting myself down. I'm letting my own health down. So I want you to put your health, whether physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, I want you to put your health above something else that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily. Now, you don't need to go, do you know what, I'm just jacking in my job because I need to look after my health, because that will cause you mega stress and what have you, unless it won't, in which case, why not? But you don't need to do like a big grand gesture. You can just do something fairly minor, something like, you know what, this evening I am not going to go for a drink after work, or I am not going to clean the kitchen when we finish tea. I'm just going to rest or have a bath or do some yoga or go for a walk and get some fresh air, or I'm going to do something for my health before something else that's not going to help my health. And the thing is, if you feel like you're letting people down, unless they're completely helpless, they'll understand and they can cope and they can look after themselves. But also, you don't have to do it by letting people down. You can, and you're allowed to, but you don't have to. You can do it by just saying, do you know what? I am exhausted. I'm going to have an early night, and just put that as a priority over something. Just please don't be apologetic about needing to take care of yourself, about needing to make sure your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health are good. Don't be apologetic about that, because trust me, when you lose it, it's the worst thing. And then you have to let everybody down. Like, you don't see people for months because you just don't have the capacity for it. So there you go. There's your challenge for the rest of this week. I want you to put your health above, and this is especially for those of you whose health isn't bad. Those of us whose health is bad, we have to, because if we don't, we are face down on the floor. But those of you whose health is okay, and this is where I was last sort of May to July. My health was kind of okay, but it was on a downward spiral, and I kind of knew it was, but I ignored it because I was very busy and important. I had work to do and things to do and chores and, life to complete, and I was busy. And that ended with burnout and an MS relapse. Didn't go well. So I don't want that to happen for you. And even if you're not heading in that direction, you know what, just do it anyway. Put your health above something else, above a chore, above an obligation, above something. Just put your health above something. It can be, do you know what, I'm not going to descale the kettle. I'm going to rest instead. I'm sure there's someone watching who's like, I need to descale the kettle though. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, YouTube, for working, because yesterday trying to do this killed my laptop. So yay, that's a bonus. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, guys.